The clause 7.1.5 of ISO 9001, the title is Monitoring and Measuring Resources. The requirements mentioned under this clause are also mentioned in ISO 14001 and ISO 45001, but the clause number is 9.1.1. This clause applies to all functions or processes using any monitoring and measuring resource for the conformity of the product or the process. The first requirement: the organization shall ensure suitable monitoring and measuring resources. The capacity and accuracy of monitoring and measuring resources are important elements to define the suitability. Let us understand with an example. In this picture, one is a gold shop and another is a vegetable shop. The products at the gold shop are gold jewelries, and the products at the vegetable shop are fruits and vegetables. If one buys the gold jewelry, the invoice amount is calculated based on the weight of the gold. If one buys the vegetables, the invoice amount is calculated based on the weight of the vegetables. It means the weighing balance is used to determine the weight of the product at both shops. It means the weighing balance is called the monitoring and measuring resources in this example. If one buys 1 kilogram of the product and there is an error of 50 grams, is it acceptable? Let us consider both scenarios. If one buys 1 kilogram of tomatoes, 50 grams less tomatoes, or 50 grams more tomatoes, it is an acceptable error to both parties, that is, the buyer or seller. But if one buys 1 kilogram of gold jewelries, even 10 grams less gold, or 10 grams more gold, it is not an acceptable error to both parties, that is, the buyer or seller. If the capacity of the weighing balance at a vegetable shop is 10 kilograms, it means that 1 kilogram of gold can be measured on the same weighing balance. It means the capacity requirement is fulfilled. But the error acceptance criteria at both shops are not the same. The weighing balance of the vegetable shop is not suitable for the gold shop. So, the capacity requirement and the accuracy requirement are significant in deciding the suitable resource. The second requirement is, fit for use. Each monitoring and measuring resource shall be fit for use. It means the calibrated resource shall be used to ensure valid and reliable results. If one uses the non-calibrated instrument for product conformity or process conformity, there is a full chance of non-conformity occurrence. The third requirement is frequency to ensure fitness. The organization shall ensure that a calibration or verification plan is available. The calibration or verification plan shall indicate the frequency of repeating the calibration or verification for each monitoring and measuring resource. The frequency of calibration or verification can be decided by the organization based on the extent of usage or recommendation, if any. The fourth requirement is acceptance of error. It is believed that if the calibration certificate is received from the external agency, the monitoring and measuring resource is fit and can continue to be used. But the fact is that the calibration agency usually provides a calibration certificate. The errors are also reported in the calibration certificate. The calibrating agency does not know that the monitoring and measuring resource will be used at the gold shop or the vegetable shop. It is the responsibility of the user to read the entire information, including errors in the calibration certificate. If the errors in the calibration certificate are within the process requirements, it shall be declared to be fit and continue to be used. If the errors in the calibration certificate are beyond the process requirements, it shall be used for other purposes where such errors are not significant, or otherwise it shall be discontinued to use. The next requirement is identification of calibration status. If the errors in the calibration certificate are within the process requirements, it shall be declared to be fit and continue to be used. In addition, the arrangement shall be made to ensure that each user can easily identify the status of calibration. You can make a list of calibrated and declared fit resources and paste it at the laboratory. You can paste a tag on the monitoring and measuring resource to indicate the status of calibration and fitness. The next requirement is safeguard from adjustment. There are adjustment buttons or reset options available with monitoring and measuring resources. If this button is executed or operated by mistake, there is a high chance of loss of calibration status. Hence, it is important to ensure the safety of such an adjustment button or reset option. You must have noted that the factory reset option is not executed on the mobile if one presses the button by mistake. It asks for the password to confirm. You must have noted that the weighing balance does not get reset if one doesn't press and hold the reset button for 5 seconds. The last requirement is not mentioned in the standard, but it is added based on audit experience. If the monitoring and measuring resource is repaired either internally or externally during maintenance, it shall be recalibrated even if the date of calibration is not due. The last requirement is not mentioned in the standard, but it is added based on audit experience. If the monitoring and measuring resource is repaired either internally or externally during maintenance, it shall be recalibrated even if the date of calibration is not due.